Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, CNC3 actually posted something really important, and it's for individuals who have YouTube channels here in Trinidad and Tobago and want to get it monetized, but don't believe that they can do it. They said despite persistent myths, creators in Trinidad and Tobago and across the wider Caribbean can earn directly from YouTube. The idea that Caribbean countries are excluded from monetization is simply incorrect. The confusion usually comes from people checking the YouTube partner program country list and not seeing Caribbean nations mentioned, which is true. What many don't realize is that YouTube pays creators through Google AdSense, and AdSense supports every Caribbean country. My response, yes, I was able to monetize my YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, both of them. One is fully monetized. My Real Conservative News channel is fully monetized. And my Real Conservative Headline News channel is monetized, but at the lower level for now, which is the 500 subscription. Once I reach the 1,000 subscription, I will be fully monetized. So let me read over that part of it again. Yes, I was able to monetize my YouTube channel, but to do so, people, individuals who use Trinidad and Tobago as their location when you're setting up the channel must change it to another English-speaking country that is on the YouTube monetization list, for instance, USA, Canada, or UK. If you're opening a new account, the location does not appear to be available anymore. The local location of Trinidad and Tobago does not appear to be available anymore, so you have nothing to really worry about. Just simply select the location that you believe is closest to what will relate to your country of here in Trinidad and Tobago. Could probably even use one of the other locations. I believe, I'm not sure if Jamaica is on the list, because Jamaica is monetized when it even pertains to marketing ads. So I went on to say the only problem is that our country, Trinidad, unlike Jamaica, isn't part of YouTube's monetized marketing program. And therefore, no matter how many thousands of views you receive locally, revenue isn't generated because ads aren't placed on any of our content here in Trinidad and Tobago. I experience it firsthand. I will get sometimes 14, 15,000 local views per month, which is small, which isn't much, but it is a lot for a small channel with 4,000 subscribers. And yet I don't earn a cent from that. The money that I do earn, which isn't much right now, but nevertheless, the money that I do earn, which I'm thankful for, is generated from views in the USA, Canada, UK, and so forth. Even Jamaica, if people in Jamaica view my channel, I also earn. So I went on to say we therefore have to depend on viewers from the USA and other first world nations to view our videos in order to earn a decent income. For small channels like mine with only 4,000 subscribers, the journey is long, but at least we are on the path to success. But I will also advise individuals, if you do plan to use your YouTube channel to be able to earn an income, a revenue, please go and do some research when it pertains to YouTube's advertiser-friendly content. There's a difference, people. You can upload a lot of content on YouTube and it will not be removed, but it still may not be advertiser friendly. I've learned that also the hard way, people. So I'm just giving you some advice there. Do some research online. You can even use Google AI to analyze your content and ask Google AI to be able to analyze your transcript to determine whether it is YouTube advertiser friendly. And then, of course, you could go ahead and upload your content. The Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce is inviting businesses across the country to weigh in on the impact of recent increases in alcohol duties announced in the 2026 budget. In a statement, the Chamber said it is conducting a confidential survey in collaboration with the Trinidad and Tobago Beverage Alcohol Alliance to assess the effects of a 100% increase in excise and import duties on the legal notices 384 and 386 of 2025. The Chamber is calling on manufacturers, distributors, retailers, hotels, bars, restaurants, entertainment venues, and small shops and all involved in the sale or service of alcoholic beverages to participate. Because at the end of the day, people, and I think this is a wonderful decision that they're making here. At the end of the day, even though the larger businesses may not be adversely affected that much, definitely our little small bars in the communities, our mini marts, they all depend, people, on the sale of these type of items in order to generate a lot of their revenue, a lot of their income, their profit. And therefore, what TANCU did by raising these fees and whatsoever, it made it a lot more difficult for individuals to continue making as much sales as they would have done in the past. Because remember, people, every time you increase the prices for products, you're decreasing the purchasing power of the individuals you're depending on. Citizen salaries aren't increasing, but TANCU doesn't appear to understand that. France's ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago, Guillaume Pierre, has outlined an ambitious agenda to expand French investment in this country with energy, infrastructure, logistics, and advanced technology at the center of bilateral relationships. Everyone seems now to be very interested in investing in Trinidad and Tobago. And then the PNM will say, no, we had put everything in place for it to happen, yet nothing was happening. You have to give credit when credit is due. All this is happening because of the same Kamala Prasad administration that is making errors right now, but they're doing a lot of good as well. In an interview with the Business Guardian, Pierre pointed to the strength of existing French commercial involvement, particularly in the energy sector, while signaling a clear interest in positioning TNT for the next phase of global energy transformation. The cornerstone of that relationship is Perenco, which he described as the second largest oil and gas producer in the country, and a company seeking to grow its footprint. Regional news now. The Ministry of Education in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, through the National Center for Technological Innovation, is making significant progress in advancing its programs. On Wednesday, February 18, 2026, a one-day NCTI IT conference was held with stakeholders at the Methodist Church Hall, bringing together teachers and students. Minister of Education, Vocational Training, Innovation, Digital Transformation, and Information. They have extremely long ministerial titles in that on that island. Philip Jackson said, the ministry is making strides in furthering information technology across the country. Thus far, I'm telling you, the new administration is on the right path to success.
Our brothers and sisters now in the same family. And I want us to reimagine ourselves as working together to really transform the landscape for technology, digitalization, business transformation, and how we conduct education. Now I want to focus on some obvious and immediate opportunities for collaboration. I've always maintained that the iCode 784 competition is excellent, but Apollo will remember I've always argued for an accelerator, where we take the excellent ideas, surround the students with all of the competent individuals throughout the public service, folks with engineering, computer engineering, you name it, business acumen, and put those ideas in an incubator to take them to a level where they can be implemented and adopted.
Barbados has officially been removed from the European Union's grey list of tax havens, marking the end of a prolonged international review process and confirming the island's full compliance with global tax governance standards. So they are back in good relations with the European Union, and which of course is good news for them as well. Just like how we were told recently that we are no longer on the Europeans list either. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal, Senior Counsel, confirmed on Thursday that the government is crafting new legislation, the Oil and Gas Operation Bill, to regulate Guyana's downstream natural gas sector. During his keynote address, Nanlal drew attention to the sweeping legislative architecture that has laid the foundation for Guyana's meteoric economic rise. Nanlal made it clear Guyana is transforming, and we have the legislative framework, the regulatory framework that will create the cradle from which all these industries are going to be conceived, born, weaned, and flourished. Earlier this week, ExxonMobil Guyana Limited stated that it is preparing to seek environmental approval for a second offshore natural gas project, a move that could significantly broaden Guyana's energy sector and lay the groundwork for major industrial development, particularly in Berbice. That is good news for Guyana and good news for us as well, because as we draw closer to Guyana and America, we are going to prosper here in Trinidad and Tobago as well. With Jamaica's tourism products experiencing appreciable rebound following the displacements brought about by Hurricane Melissa last October, privately owned attractions are also fighting to get back to pre-hurricane operations. Nearly 4 months after the Category 5 storm battered sections of Western Jamaica, Paul Fearon, Chief Executive Officer of Jamaica Zoo and Waterfalls, is staring down the barrel of over Jamaican $300 million in damage. Meanwhile, the Andrew Holness administration decided after 10 years of not increasing taxes on the citizens of the nation, they decided, you know what, to be able to repair certain things in the country, in the recovery process, we are going to tax the citizens even more now in order to generate revenue. Bad timing, wrong timing. As a matter of fact, it's never a good time to increase taxes upon the citizens of a nation. They voted for you because of certain types of good performance that you did in the past 10 years. Why are you now going to put a burden upon the backs of the citizens that they cannot bear at this point in time? Prison adjustments. National Security Minister Wayne Monroe says the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services is grappling with severe overcrowding, prompting a special initiative to reduce the prison population. As part of the exercise, authorities are reviewing and releasing certain undocumented inmates convicted of non-violent, non-sexual offenses. Officials say the measure is intended to ease pressure on the facility while maintaining public safety. Yes, people, I'm expanding my regional news, and definitely even when I start to get information from other islands, I will highlight it as well. International news now. President Trump said in the next 10 days, we will find out whether we can reach an agreement with Iran or not. Trump said that about Iran. He said we must reach a meaningful agreement, otherwise bad things will happen. Witkoff and Kushner had very good meetings with the Iranians. The president went on to say, we really need to work with Iran. They can't have nuclear weapons. They've been told that very clearly. They've been told that for about a year now, Donald Trump. But I really do believe at this point in time, seeing that so many of America's largest ships are heading in that particular region, this is more about just playing for time and probably hoping that seeing all these different ships coming, the Ayatollah will decide to comply. But if they don't, it appears to be that appropriate action will be taken. Let's wait and see. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Hamas will be disarmed, Gaza will be demilitarized. There will be no reconstruction of the Strip before its demilitarization. Very soon, Hamas will face a dilemma to disarm the easy way or the hard way. And Prime Minister Netanyahu is 100% correct. All the peace plans Trump has, he has to ensure also that the demilitarization of Hamas takes place before any reconstruction can take place in Gaza. We all want the best for the Gazans, people, but it must be done the right way. Closing off now with an interesting fact segment. Microplastics are one of the most difficult environmental threats to tackle. But 2 teenagers from Texas just engineered an unbelievable breakthrough. They successfully developed an innovative pen-sized device that uses advanced sound technology to actively clean polluted water. Sounds like something out of Star Trek, doesn't it? Despite being small enough to fit in a pocket, This groundbreaking tool is capable of eliminating a staggering 90% of microplastics from the water it treats. By utilizing sound rather than massive industrial filters or harsh chemicals, it offers a totally new approach to purifying water on a microscopic level. Now, isn't that a wonderful fact? Folks, that brings us to the end of today's news report. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.